Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon or good evening wherever you may be. It's been a while since I've made an update video, and today I have decided to make an update video. There's a few things on my agenda that I want to talk about with you guys, and it's kind of easier to do this for YouTube than it is to make a whole long blog post or a whole long Facebook or Twitter post explaining some stuff to you. So the first thing I want to address is the learning to be blind videos. You guys have probably noticed that there has been a lack of those videos in the last several weeks. And the reason for that is because I have been going through a neuropsychological assessment with Bartimaeus. So all the other stuff that I was doing, I managed to finish all the computer stuff before that assessment began. But all the other stuff that I was supposed to do, like the learning the Braille and the cooking lessons and all of the other things that they were helping me with, that stopped because I was doing a different type. We needed to do a different type of assessment. I'm gonna make a separate video, a learning to be blind video, to explain more about the assessment and what it has been about and why we were doing it. So there's gonna come a new learning to be blind video about that, but there are a lack of videos because the whole rehabilitation process that I was doing had changed and I didn't quite know what to upload. I've actually been struggling to upload a learning to be blind video about the neuropsychological assessment. I've probably recorded it 3 or 4 times and I'm still not happy with the results. So after this video, I'm going to record that one. There have also been some changes in my social media life, and not only my social media life, but also the social media life of Jessie. I first want to talk about the Twitter accounts. You have probably noticed that we have both accumulated a second Twitter account. And there are a couple of reasons for this. One of the main reasons being that lists don't work for either of us. We get annoyed with making lists of different groups of people and having that in one account. And we both have 2 main reasons why we have a Twitter account. My 2 main reasons for having a Twitter account is because I want to share everything to do with my disability and my care. But I also want to share everything technology and nerdy, and I want to share my blogs, and I want to share my photos, and I want to share our YouTube videos. So I have split that into 2 Twitter accounts. There is now an account where I tweet everything about my disability and my care, and that's the one that you guys already know. That's Codee. I'll put it in the description down below so that you guys can find it. I made a second Twitter account so that I could tweet things about my nerdy life, my blogs, my videos, my photos, although they're coming less and less of those because my eyesight's getting worse. I still like to try and tweet photos now and again. I like to talk about technology on there, so I like to talk about Apple stuff, and I like to talk about Android stuff and computers in general and all that kind of thing. All that you can find on my new Twitter account, and that, surprise surprise, is, if you didn't guess already, is Nerdy Codee. And I'm going to put that also down in the description below, so if you want to find it you can. Now Jessie has done the same thing. I actually followed Jessie. Jessie was the first to do this. I will admit that she gave me the idea. Jessie also has 2 reasons why she has Twitter accounts. So with one of her accounts, she tweets everything to do with being a carer. She writes blogs. They are blogs about being my carer. And she likes to talk about care in general, and she's a little bit interested in disability as well, because that comes with her role of being a carer. So if you want to follow that side of Jessica's interest, you can follow. It's a Dutch word. It's mantelzorgblogs. It's again down in the description, so if you want to find it, there'll be no issue. And you also obviously know that Jessica loves photography and is really good at making photos, and she likes to tweet about that, and she likes to follow people also who have the same passion. So she has an account just for the photography, and that is DSLR Hobo. Now, one of the difficult things for you guys, I think, about all of our Twitter accounts is that we mostly tweet in Dutch. But you guys can bring a translator along, and you're welcome to follow us, and you are welcome to try and translate the tweets. If you tweet us in English, we'll reply to you in English, that's no problem. But almost all of the tweets that we tweet are in Dutch. I have decided, however, that if I post a new blog, because it's in the English blog that I write, I will tweet it in English. If I post a video which is English spoken, I will tweet it in English. I'm going to be that fair to you guys, and because I also think that probably draws more attention to the correct audience if I tweet it in the correct language. So that's something I will do. But most of my tweets are in Dutch, and almost all of Jesse's tweets are also in Dutch. I have also been busy with Facebook in the last 3 weeks. I have made a group which is about my illness, and my illness is called congenital rubella syndrome. And this congenital rubella syndrome is the reason why I'm visually impaired. It's the reason why I have a slight hearing impairment. It's the reason why I have a heart condition. It's also the reason why I need to use a wheelchair quite a lot. And there are also a lot of other things that come with it. Now, I want you guys' help with this. I would love for you guys to help me out with this. It's for European people, European-based people who have the condition. But if you would like to learn more about the condition, and you are not from Europe, it doesn't matter. You're welcome anyway, because we want to know, we want to let as many people know about the condition as possible. It's obnoxious, isn't it? I know. I'm sorry, I'm not going to edit it out. It's just going to sit there and annoy you. So yeah, we want to let as many people know that congenital rubella syndrome exists as we possibly can. So if you want to learn more about the condition, and you're not from Europe, it doesn't matter, you're welcome anyway. It's a Facebook group and it's called CRS Europe. If you, excuse me, if you want to join it, go ahead and look for it on Facebook and click the join button. I can probably tell that you're from YouTube. I'll probably try and send you a private message to check that you're a YouTuber, but go ahead and join the group if you want to learn more about my illness. There are some other people on the group who also have the illness, and it's quite interesting because we all differ. We all have 3 main illnesses and disabilities, which are the eyes, the hearing and the heart, but they still differ in some way, and then we all have different stuff on top of that. So it's a really interesting thing to do, and the reason why I want your guys' help is because I would like you to share the link to the group, and it's again down there below. It's in the Facebook, well, we're not on Facebook, we're on YouTube. It's in the YouTube comments. So again, it's something I would really love for you guys to share and help spread more awareness, because it's a really rare condition, but it still exists. So awareness is important. Okay, there were 2 more other changes, which is the whole reason why I'm sitting here refilming this video. You know guys, I already filmed this video once and then we changed more stuff, so I'm having to sit here and film it again now, but I don't mind. You see my website here behind me on my computer. Jessica also has a website, which I unfortunately don't have open because I don't know how to put 2 windows next to each other in a Mac, especially not with VoiceOver. But the links to those websites have changed, they have moved, and the reason why they have moved is because we are now secure. We are HTTPS secure, which means it's safer for you guys to browse our websites. So they're now sub-maps of the original website, which is www.justconnect.eu. My website is justconnect.eu/Codee. It's easy. And Jessica's website is justconnect.eu/Jessica. That's really easy, so they've moved. So if you have had the links in your favorites to the other websites, you need to remove those and replace them. Again, I will put them down below in the subscription so that you guys can find everything. So we've been really busy in the past couple of weeks with all this social media and all this stuff to do with YouTube. I want to come back to YouTube for a moment because I would like to tell you a bit about what I'm planning. You guys already know that there are a number of different series on this channel. We have Learning to be Blind, we have Codee covers, we have a Dutch thing where we do native vlogs, and I also maybe in the future will upload more Dutch lessons, but there are some sitting here on the channel already. We have unboxings and reviews, and I'm going to add 2 more mini-series to our collection, and they're going to be Dutch mini-series. So the first mini-series is going to be a mini-series about voiceover and how people, not just voiceover, but how blind people in general can access their Apple products. And I'm hoping that it doesn't just help blind people, I'm hoping that it will also help you guys as sighted people, because I'm not just going to say you do this as a blind person and you do that as a blind person. I'm going to add tips and tricks on how to do other things that people might not know about their iPhone or their computer. So it's going to be a whole technology tips and tricks fun party. And it's going to be in Dutch. The reason why it's going to be in Dutch is because I have noticed there's not a very big, what's the word I'm looking for? There's not very much attention paid to the Dutch blind community. And I want to try and pay more attention to that and draw more attention from the Dutch blind community and say, hey, there are these cool smartphones that you guys can use. And there are these cool computers with tools on that you guys can use. So that's why it's going to be in Dutch. But I hope that you English speaking guys can also follow it by watching what's happening on the screen. And yeah, I'm really excited. I've already recorded a couple of videos about that. And they're coming somewhere in the future, so I'm really excited about that. There's going to be another Dutch mini-series, but I've been thinking about that over the past couple of days, and you might find that some of those videos within that mini-series will probably be in English, because I have decided that some English-speaking companies also need to be reached. The mini-series is called ontoegankelijk, and it's actually a word which means inaccessible. It's a Dutch word, it means inaccessible. And I'm going to show you guys what apps on the computer and what apps on the iPhone are not accessible for people with a visual impairment. And I hope you guys find that interesting. But the reason why I'm going to do this is because I want to reach companies. I want to reach out to the developers who develop these apps and say, hey, we exist and we'd like to use your apps, but you need to make them more accessible to work with VoiceOver. So I'm going to point out some of these apps and some of these websites too that don't work so well with VoiceOver, and I would love for them to work better. And I'm pretty sure the blind community out there, whether they're Dutch or whether they're English or whatever, would also love to have more accessible apps. So we're going to point them out, and we're going to start pointing them out to developers. So yeah, it's called ontoegankelijk, and the idea is I'm going to do it in Dutch because I would like to draw the Dutch community more into that area of my life. But I will probably make some videos in English because I can think of a couple of English-based apps that are also inaccessible. So it's going to be another exciting mini-series. I'm still not going to post regular videos. And in case any of you new subscribers are wondering why there are not regular videos on YouTube, that's because my body doesn't always allow me to do that. This congenital rubella syndrome takes a lot of energy and a lot of concentration out of my body. So it costs a lot more energy and a lot more concentration to make and edit a video. That's why they don't come regularly on the channel. They come when my body allows me to do that. But there are going to come some new exciting series. There's new exciting stuff with regard to social media. I'll leave all of the information down in the description below so that you guys can read it back and share all this stuff with your friends, because I know you guys are awesome and you'll do that. So that's it. That's my update. I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. You enjoy watching, right? Yeah, I thought so. Thank you I can't talk today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, be good. And if you can't be good, have fun.